Hey, yo, Bigga, if you're listening to this, man, come holler at me, dog. One thing for sure is that I don't respect you. And I'm going to break down why. So stay tuned, y'all. Grab some popcorn, and we're going to get right to it. Sean Bigga, a.k.a. Mr. Christian Man, a.k.a. Mr. New York, New York, Harlem. Let me tell you about this guy right here and why I'm mad at him. Yo, you running your mouth on Tupac. Where was you in all of this East Coast, West Coast drama? Where were you at? Did you holler at Tupac? Because you obviously have an issue with him. You the only one. You say you and your comrades. Where they at? After all of these years, you still mad at Tupac. He died in 1996. You know how pathetic you look, bruh? And then you speaking on the dead and you claiming he's saying something that he didn't say. I don't know what level that you on, but you on a high disrespect level. And you lucky that some New York niggas, they ride it because they just don't like Tupac because he just put up the West Side. That's why not everybody's going at you like that. So you using this whole New York vibe who hate Tupac. Like, I get that. Okay, cool. But what we're not going to do is we're going to talk crazy about a dead person and try to rewrite history. Now, even on the podcast that you on with Matt Hoffa, he aired you out. You look crazy. If you rewind the tape and you listen to what you're saying, you made a false claim. You said Tupac said, "Kill New York babies." Then you changed what you stated and you said you didn't say that. You see? And then everybody's like, yeah, you did say that. Even Smith and Wesson were like, you just said that. So you lie on camera about a dead man. All right? And you think because you're just a security guard that you could just do whatever you want? You can say whatever you want? Nah, bro. You gotta take accountability for what you're doing. You need to give Tupac an apology. That's what you need to do. And you need to apologize to the whole West Coast as well, too. Second thing is that you're a Christian? Wait, say what? So, okay, before all of this, you were on the podcast and you would always wait to put your input as being this holier-than-thou Christian and to segue the whole show about something positive and talking about God, which I was following you on. I was like, okay, that sounds okay. And then anytime in a conversation they will talk about something negative, you would try to talk about something positive. But why can't you keep that same energy with Pac? So how are you the one that's trying to be a role model to direct the attention to something positive, but then after that, when Smith and Wesson, they're talking about the love they have for Pac, you're the one who turns it into something negative. You see how hypocritical that is? That means you a fake Christian. You ain't real. It's just a front. Because what would drive you in your right mind to even do that? And then now we see the hood come out of you. Now you're like, oh, I can't tolerate the disrespect. Smith and Wesson is saying at me. Nah, you started the whole disrespect. You lying on the man's name, okay? And when the brother, he stood up and he said that they had a cook with Tupac, they had a good time with him, you disrespected him by not even taking it in what they said, that they were the ones who were speaking with Tupac, and they're basically saying Tupac's character is just amazing. So here you go talking about kill New York babies. Tupac did not say that, and we know Tupac, he was just talking about the enemies at the time. He wasn't talking about even New York, because if that was the case, why would he come back with Suge Knight to do Death Row East and have a new regime? He's just saying that the people that was riding with Biggie, that he ain't down with, you know, and he clearly said who they are, because you have to remember at that time, even the Fugees and other entities, they were ganging up on Tupac at the same time. So that's where he felt. He wasn't talking about go kill New York babies, like the kids and the children of who's New York. He's from New York. Tupac is from New York. See, that's why it doesn't even make any sense, y'all. So I'm heated because I'm like, yo, like, Bigga, you're just talking crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. And you need to be held accountable. And then also, Bigga, he doesn't even apologize or does anything. And he goes on and he brings this other guy on one of his podcasts, and then he talks about Tupac. He tries to degrade Tupac again. And it's just disgusting that an old man like that is doing that against Tupac. Nobody's calling him out because I guess they're terrified of him because he's a security guard and he was holding down Math Hoffa. So he's just like a mobster type of guy because he just has a whole security system with him that have guns. That's why, and he's from Harlem. That's why people are scared to check him, or they don't want the smoke or the drama. So shame on you Pac fans, actually, because you guys should be righted. But I know Pac fans, this is the generation afterwards. This is not the original Pac fans, the real generation. This is the offsprings. And y'all got a little soft, so it's all good. But that's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm stating what I'm stating on this whole channel right here, because we gotta call things out. We gotta expose those who need to be exposed. And Bigga, you definitely need to be exposed. And I want you to respond to this right now. I know you're gonna hear this. It's gonna be in the algorithm. I'm gonna put your name out and respond. We could have something cordial. We could have a meetup. We could have an interview. We could have whatever you want where you could explain yourself. We want an explanation. Why do you hate Tupac? Did you feel a certain way when Tupac chose one coast? Why do you still hate Tupac after all of these years? Do you have any respect for the dead? Where is the forgiveness? Where is the remorse? Aren't you a Christian? Oh, this is gonna be good. What would Jesus do? See, I don't want to go there with you because that one you're gonna lose. So don't play around with this whole Christian vibe with me because I'm a real Christian. So don't play with me with that, boy. All right. So yeah, man, I want everybody to drop their comments and like just let me know what's up. All right. Word.